Hello, and welcome to a quick and dirty recap from yours truly, your friendly TA, Ray. That's me. So I know it's the night before the exam, but I got asked to clarify a few things about operant and classical conditioning. So here you go. Gonna make it fast. Let's do this. When you're trying to decide if something is operant or classically conditioned, you need only really look at the behavior and decide, is it voluntary or is it involuntary? So if it's sort of instinctual or reflexive, you don't have control over it, that's going to be classically conditioned. And then if you're choosing to do it, that sort of means you're operating to do it, you're operant conditioning. Now, let's hop right into it. Again. So in operant conditioning, we know there are two major parts. There are reinforcers and there are punishers. Reinforcers are going to increase the behavior and punishers are going to decrease the behavior. Within that, we have positive and negative, meaning you're going to add or you're going to take away something. So a reinforcer is going to add something that you want. A negative reinforcer is going to take away something you don't want, right? That's definitely going to increase the behavior. Punisher decreases the behavior by adding something you don't want or taking away something you do want. So let's make this concrete with some examples. That BB-8, he's late every day. BB-8, you're gonna lose your sweet droid parking space if you keep being late. So what's happening? Do you think his lateness is going to increase or decrease? It's going to decrease, right? So now we know we're on the punisher side. Now what's the boss doing? Is he adding something undesirable? Or is he taking away something desirable? Well, he's taking away that sweet droid parking space. So it's a punisher and it's negative. It's a negative punisher. So next, Anakin comes along with his pet hamster. We're strolling through the park. I want some snacks, man. Not right now. I want some snacks, man. You just had some snacks. I want some snacks. I want some snacks. I want some snacks. Fine. Here's some snacks. All right? Just shut it. And they stroll on. So let's focus on Anakin and what's happening with him. So, is he more likely in this situation to give the snack the next time it happens or stop giving the snack? Well, we know that he stops being annoying, right? Right. And that's what he wants, right? So he's going to continue to give those snacks to get this guy to shut up. So continue, increase, right? So are we adding something that he wants or taking away something he doesn't want? Well, he doesn't want that annoying chatter for snacks. So it's negative. We have a negative reinforcer. So we come in and she's like, I'm doing my sweet break dance. Wow, 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 wow. Homegirl's like, that was awesome. Do you have cardboard? Did you do this as a thing? She's like, yeah, girl. So, what happened here is this girl more likely or less likely to do sweet windmills in the future? Well, she's more likely to, right? She just got praise. Praise adds something desirable. So, we're looking at a positive reinforcer. Now, BB-8 drank a little too much motor oil and And next thing you know, woo, 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 here comes the police hamster, and he's like, hey man, that's a $500 fine, BB-8. So, is BB-8's behavior likely to increase or decrease? Well, let's assume you learned this lesson, right? So we're going to assume this behavior is going to decrease. And what happened? Did they add something or take something away? Well, he added a hefty fine. So, positive punisher. So, I'm sure you guys are feeling good about this. You guys are going to nail it. Let's move into classical conditioning. In classical conditioning, there's a really important basic relationship. Your unconditioned stimulus is going to naturally elicit an unconditioned response. This relationship will be naturally occurring, sort of instinctual, reflexive. Remember, this is involuntary. Now, your neutral stimulus is something that would not naturally elicit a response. It's only when it's paired with its unconditioned stimulus that it can then become a conditioned stimulus, which then elicits what was originally the unconditioned response. Through association has now become the conditioned response in reference to the conditioned stimulus. So let's make this more concrete with an example. So, these girls are in love. Aww. Now, here, every time Milan is with her girlfriend, she gets this warm, happy feeling. Her girlfriend starts putting lavender on her scarf. And now every time Milan is seeing her girlfriend, she's smelling lavender. So eventually, she begins to associate the smell of lavender, an originally neutral stimulus that did not make her feel warm and happy. Now she's associated that with her feelings for her girlfriend, right? Seeing her girlfriend. So now she's walking through, and just the smell of lavender comes, and she's like, oh, I feel so warm and happy inside, even though her girlfriend's not around. So now the lavender, which was originally a neutral stimulus, has become the conditioned stimulus because she's responding in the same manner without her girlfriend around. So this response to the conditioned stimulus now, which is in lavender, is now considered a conditioned response. Now, let's say I have a phobia of some kind, right? Let's say for me that this phobia is pants with nobody inside them, running back and forth maniacally. But I can walk around all day long and I can see people in pants, and I'm not terrified of them, right? So my fear hasn't generalized to people in pants. But one day, I see a pair of pants full of balloons, and it looks like no one is inside them. And I'm freaking out. No! So we can say that my fear of pants is very specific, that I am discriminating in my fear. So this is discriminative. It has to be no one inside them for me to freak out. But let's say after that incident, I suddenly became afraid of all people wearing blue jeans. Any blue jeans. I could see blue jeans folded up even. And I would be scared. So then we can say it's generalized. Right? Okay. Now let's get another example. So our friend here, she's walking through a garden. And suddenly, she gets attacked by a hamster. No, 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 vicious hamster. Oh God. Now, every time she walks through a garden, she gets scared. She starts to tremble and she runs away. So are we looking at classical conditioning or operant conditioning? Well, the fact is, we're looking at both, right? We know that the fear response was elicited, so that's reflexive. So we know that has to be classical, right? But also, she ran away. That is a voluntary response. So that aspect of it is operant, running away. She's choosing to run away. Now, the fear that she feels associated with what was previously a neutral stimulus, which was the garden, that was classically conditioned, right? Because now she's associated the horrible mauling from the hamster with the garden itself. Okay? I hope these examples give you guys some clarity. I know you're going to nail it tomorrow on the exam. Good luck to you all. Bye-bye.